I was at home in Chicago, and I was home.
Doing what?
I was being a bum. We had our Easter break. I flew home, and I was just like, might as well just stay an extra week. It's not gonna hurt. I called, I'm gonna stay an extra week. But I was home. I was with my family mostly, just hanging out. We're a big family, so we're really close, and it's just amazing. And I love being home. And that's about it.
Did you spend some time with your dad?
Yes.
Because I know you guys have a good relationship.
He's a monster. I love that man.
What's something you guys bond over?
Right now, growing up, he was my daddy, and now, like, my parents are divorced, and I have two older sisters, an older brother, and two younger sisters, and like they all have tattoos except for the two little ones, and I wanted my first tattoo to be something special, like God or something, and
or something.
and right before I came to school, I was just like, Dad, can I get a tattoo? And he's like, no, and I'm just like, yeah, right, I'm gonna get my way. And so I was like, Dad, like, I've been looking at this tattoo, and it's a Chinese symbol. It's on my leg, and my dad has it on his forearm, and it says father and daughter, and I just think that's so cool.
That really brings you guys together, and it sets you apart from your siblings.
Yeah.
Somehow I think they're jealous. That's awesome, though. Family is such an integral part of our lives, and it can be challenging, it can be awesome. Some days I love my family, and some days I'm like wanting to rip my hair out because they stress me out so much. But if we're all honest with ourselves, we've either experienced or are experiencing some challenging situations with our families. And Leslie, I know you've mentioned before some situations with your sister. And would you mind sharing a little bit?
Yeah.
What are some challenges you guys faced?
Yeah, well, we grew up 11 months apart, so that makes us really, really close in age, and everybody thought we were twins. It was really annoying. Are y'all twins? No, we're not twins. But we grew up not having a good relationship. We had different kind of values. We grew up in the same home, but it's so weird how different we are and the way we look at life and that kind of thing. But that put a big damper on our friendship, on our sister friendship, but it was really hard to not have a relationship with her growing up because I always wanted one, and I always cared about her, and I've always loved her, but it was just not there. I don't know how to explain it. But now that I'm out of the house and she's about to get married and she's grown up and it's weird, now we actually are working on our friendship, and we actually have one, and when I go home we try to find time to spend together and get to know each other, because I really don't know anything about her. It's really weird how we just kind of grow up and we don't know each other. So it was really hard at first not having a friendship at all with your sister, so I'm really glad now that we actually have a relationship,
and you're both taking the steps to heal.
Well, I didn't know really what to do to start a friendship. It just kind of happened, but I prayed a lot about it, and I told her, like, okay, I have this diary and I keep things in it that mean a lot to me, and I went home a few weeks ago and we got in a really big argument. We hadn't got an argument in a while, and she does hair, and she was doing my hair, and she did something dumb, and I didn't like it. I don't remember what she did. She was really rough with me. I don't know what she did, but we got in a really big argument, and she ended up hurting my feelings and ended up crying and whatever. So then I get home that night and she wrote me a letter. And I don't think she told me that she loved me until, like, recently. So in that letter, at the end, she said, you're the best sister ever, I love you. So that was, like, huge.
Oh, yeah.
And I, bawled my eyes out for, like, 10 hours. But I keep it in my diary, and I read it every once in a while, and that just reminds me that, our friendship's working, and I'm really, really glad. And I really love her. I really do.
It's worth taking the steps.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I have a similar issue to you. In high school, I was a freshman, and my sister was 2 years older than me, so she was a junior in high school. And we had kind of been told not to come back to church. And it was really a turning point in both of our lives. Like, for me, I took it as, you can't tell me what I can't do, and I'm going to do it anyways. I used it for me, and my sister used it against, and she turned to everything else in the world to kind of help her feel accepted, I guess. And so we were kind of so different that we almost were bullies. Like, she bullied me in high school. And it wasn't necessarily her, it was her friends. Because whatever they were doing, because I didn't do it, they were going to gang up on me and kind of just make things hard for me.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I had to transfer high schools. So it was extremely hurtful.
Yeah.
And so me and my sister had a strange relationship, and I still like cared for her, and it wasn't that I hated her by any means, but it was just hurtful. And so not until recently did she decide to turn her life around and really just give up and know that road wasn't for her. And so we ended up getting closer, and she comes to me for advice. She's older,
Wow.
but we have a great relationship where we can we're similar with personalities. We like to vent and then get it over with and that's done.
Yeah.
We don't hold on to things. So she'll call me just to vent. Okay, I need a vent. So I'm just going to tell you about what this person did to me. And then, so we kind of have, we're really, really close now. And it took a series of bad things to realize that we're more alike than what we thought we were.
What I'm noticing in both of your stories is that in high school, everyone goes through this awkward phase of life. It's like you don't get along with anyone. You're experiencing hormones. And it seems that even the people that you love the most and are closest to seem to either hurt you or you hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get past those high school years, things seem to take perspective, and things fall into place. Life falls into place. You learn your priorities. And I've noticed that both of you, you learn that it's worth taking the initiative. And for both of you, well, both of you really, your sisters learned that it was worth taking the initiative too.
Mm-hmm.
Forgiveness is absolutely necessary in a family. Even if someone hurts you beyond belief, you have to forgive them. You just do. I mean,
That's
it's your
where it all
family.
starts too, because if you hold on to things, it becomes bitterness and it eats away at you, and it really holds you back from being able to be you. And so forgiveness is the most crucial thing that anybody could, like any lesson that people need to learn, it's forgiveness.
And sometimes it makes it harder for you to even go towards the steps to want to forgive somebody. Like if you're bitter towards someone forever and you just let it go on and you keep telling yourself, well, this day I'm going to get better, I'm going to make up with that person. But it's still something that eats at you, and it would make it harder. So the faster, I wouldn't say do it fast, but be careful with it, that you don't let it last so long that it becomes so difficult that you can't do it.
Well, with my sister, not only did she hurt me, but I saw her hurt other people in my family. I saw my parents on their face just crying, wanting her to come, because she left home for a while, and just wanting her to come back home. And so not only did the things that she did against me hurt me, but it hurt me to see other people hurt, and I couldn't do anything for them. So it was just a stage where I started to kind of seclude myself because I didn't know where my place was. And it's just been a huge process, and it's been really awesome to see how my parents have got closer because they needed each other.
Yeah.
And then my sister now has a child, and my niece is the most precious thing in my life. And my sister is also one of my best friends, so things that were meant for evil have turned out for good.
Absolutely.